A very warm welcome to all. Let me introduce myself to you. I am Stella S. Samuel, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Work, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. So today we are going to hear about the paper Social Casework. So we are going to look on the topics, the nature of the individual, the needs of the individual, and the problems faced by the individual and the families. So social casework, as you all know, it is the primary and direct method of social work, and we are dealing with the individuals. So you can see, so we will first discuss on the nature of the individual. So in social casework, who is the individual? The individual is the client. Client is the person who comes to the caseworker with a problem for the solution of their problem or issue. So here we can see the individual, that is the client, is seen as a whole being in continuous interaction with his total social environment. We as the social caseworker represent not only the agency which has employed us but also our profession, that is social casework. So to understand an individual, we need to understand their personality and the basic human nature. So personality means how people affect others and how they understand and view themselves. Then the basic human nature. Human nature is the basis of character, the indestructible matrix where character is built. Okay, so we will look more onto the nature of the individual. So we know the principle of individualization in casework. So every individual is unique and rare. So one solution or one intervention which we are giving to one individual will not be given to the other individual. So that we need to give tailor-made interventions to each individual. That's what written here. Every individual is unique and his or her needs are different from others in society. Consequently, the treatment given, that means the intervention given or approach to one individual cannot be used for the other individual. So, to understand human behavior and the individual difference, we can see Grace Matthew has given following propositions. So, we will look on to that. First one is, an individual's behavior is conditioned by his or her environment and his or her life experiences. So, an individual's behavior can be conditioned by these two factors. One is environment and one is their life experiences. Then second point, we can see that for human growth and development, it is essential that certain basic needs should be met. The basic needs can be physical and mental. Physical needs, we all know, the basic needs, food, shelter, clothing, all those are physical needs. Then the mental needs can be in the form of emotional security, need of parents, child and spouse, like anyone, someone we can rely on and we can share our feelings or for giving us emotional support, we can tell. Okay, so mental needs are emotional security or need of parents, child or spouse, we can tell. Then next is emotional needs are real and they cannot be met or removed through intellectual reasoning. So we can't compensate with intellectual reasoning. Emotional needs are real and it should be met. Like every individual needs some kind of emotional support. Some people who we can share our feelings and we can vent out what we are thinking. Okay, so the next point is behavior is purposeful and it is in response to the individual's physical and emotional needs. The last proposition by Grace Matthew is, other people's behavior can be understood only in terms of one's own emotional and intellectual comprehension. Okay, so we looked on to the nature of the individual by Grace Matthew. Okay, now our next topic is needs of an individual. So when we hear the word needs, Abraham Maslow is coming to our mind, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the familiar theory for everyone. So according to Maslow's prioritization or according to Abraham Maslow, he defined need as a psychological and physiological deficiency that a person feels the compulsion to satisfy. So we know need is there, want is there. Want is something which we need to showcase or luxury. It is not the important thing. It is just our desire to have it. But need is something which is very important, that we have a compulsion to satisfy our need for our better growth and all. So that need should be compensated or satisfied by getting whatever we need. Okay, so according to him, it is a deficiency that a person feels the compulsion to satisfy. So this need can create tensions that can influence a person's work attitudes and behaviors, we can see. So if the need, that is which I told now, it is very important. So if it is not met, it will affect a person's work atmosphere and their behaviors also. Then Maslow formed a theory, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, based on his definition of need that proposes that humans are motivated by multiple needs and that these needs exist in a hierarchical order. So here we gave the picture of hierarchy of needs. So it starts with psychological needs, safety needs, need for belongingness and love, esteem needs, and need for self-growth and identification, which is also called self-actualization. Now, one more need is there, self-transcendence, which newly added. It denotes the morality, creativity, problem-solving features. So, we will look on to the each needs. Okay, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, first one, the basic level is physiological needs. Here you can see it. Physiological needs, the basic needs like we discussed, food, shelter, cloth, air and water. Then comes the safety needs, safety and security. Security of our health. Health is wealth. So we need to secure that. Then of employment, our job, of resources, of morality, of family and of property. Any kind of properties which we have, we need to secure that also. Then need for belongingness and love. Like we told, always we need some people with us to share our feelings and to vent out all those things. So if a person is deprived from parental love or affection of siblings and their peer group, there are chances of development of violent behaviors in them. Okay, so we need to take care of that need also, which need for belongingness and love. Then the second last need is esteem needs, which focuses on our self-esteem. How our self-esteem increase when we have some kind of status in the society or acceptance from our own group. So we can see that also. Esteem needs, it is the general psychology of human being that it like to be at the top position. General psychology of human beings to be at the top position, having a status in the society and also acceptance from their own group. That is the thing that will increase our self-esteem. So all those kinds of needs will come under esteemed needs. Okay, status in the society, acceptance in their own group, that all will come under esteemed needs. Then the last one is need for self-growth and identification. It is termed as self-actualization. So after completing all these lower level needs, that is physiological, safety, need for belongingness and love, esteem needs, all those are completed means another opportunities are coming available to a person for self-growth. Here you can see self-growth and to prove his capabilities for his remarkable identification in the society. So after fulfilling all the other needs, now he need an identification, an identity in the society. So that level when we reach, it is self-actualization. Then comes the sixth need also, self-transcendence. But these 5 levels are the most common ones. So that's it. So individual's nature and needs now we focused. Okay. Now to do casework, our paper is casework, no? So to deal with an individual who is coming to us, to this caseworker with a problem. So we need to understand about what all are the problems faced by an individual or a client. Okay, individual is the client here in social casework. So problems we know, it can be many problems like political, sociological, religious, health problems, then cultural problems, economical problems or any other, any problem. Okay, and why problems cause? Problems may be caused due to the non-fulfillment of needs. Okay, now we discuss what all are the needs and the difference between need and wants also. But needs is the important thing which there is a compulsion to satisfy as we discussed. So if there is non-fulfillment of needs, problem occurs. So problems may be caused due to the non-fulfillment of needs or inability to perform the social roles also. Each person have certain roles and responsibilities in the society. So if they are unable to complete their roles, then also the problem occurs. So there are many problems like this which we discuss: political, sociological, religious, health and all. But we need to, for studying, Grace Matthew did a research or a survey with 200 casework records. Okay, and she came up with certain problems that also we will discuss, and that is our last topic for today. So these problems are problems related to the illness and disabilities, any kind of diseases or disabilities for the individuals. Then problems due to lack of material resources. Okay, then school related problems for school going children, then problems related to institutionalization, then behavioral problems, then problems of marital discord. That means like any marriage related issues, disharmony, conflict, or any kind of issues that comes under the problems of marital discord. Then problems, situations needing a follow-up service. After the solution or a solution we found for the problem of the individual, we usually do termination. But there is a specialty for social casework. We will do follow-up service also. We will go back, do home visits and check whether the problem is completely solved or is there any relapse. So we need to understand that also. So we always do follow-up services also. So problem situations needing a follow-up service. Then needs related to rehabilitation of people. If any kind of disabilities or any issues, then we will give them rehabilitation, certain kind of therapies, counseling, etc. So rehabilitation of people also. Then handicapped by disabilities we can see. Then last one, predicaments and difficulties of client caught up in problems that have been regarded as social problems like gambling, prostitution, alcoholism, drug addiction, and unmarried motherhood. Early child marriages also we can say. So these all are the problems that Grace Matthew came up with her survey of 200 casework records. So today we discussed about the nature of the individual, the need of the individual, and the problems faced by individuals and families. So I hope all of you understood, and that's all for today. Thank you.